I say, not run. Don't be afraid. I will not leave you alone.
Amazing. He's like the white Muhammad Ali. He might not talk like Muhammad Ali, but he is the Muhammad Ali of the last generation.
With an all-time great. Not a generational great, an all-time great. A generational great would almost dictate that Oleksandr Usyk is just a great.
Oleksandr Usyk responded to Floyd Mayweather's remarks by stating that boxing is a sport meant for gentlemen, not a street brawl. He pointed out that real fighters don't need to run around or talk excessively. Instead, they show their value inside the ring where it truly matters.
Hey, listen, boxing, it's sport and the gentleman. It's not a street fight. It's a boxing. Listen, boxing. It's a boxing. Say it again.
Do you think he was being dirty during the whole fight?
I don't have idea. I have no idea.
No.
Maybe.
At the same time, analysts are drawing sharp comparisons between Oleksandr Usyk and Floyd Mayweather. They note that Usyk stands out for his lack of arrogance, remaining humble even after all his achievements. Unlike Mayweather, who often claims he's better than everyone else, Usyk shows that true greatness can be quiet and respectful. His composed personality and deep respect for the sport make him a different kind of champion, one who values the craft over ego.
One of the best of all time. I know a lot of people are kind of probably going to hear me say that and say, you're going too far, you're this, that. Because I've seen that straight away. As soon as Usyk did that, he's 2-time undisputed heavyweight, 1-time cruiserweight, 3-time undisputed. His resume, yes, look, at heavyweight, it's a lot of rematches. But it's the way he's doing it.
Yeah.
And he's not just, okay, he could have 10 world... Deontay Wilder has 10 world title defenses.
Yeah.
Luis Ortiz and Tyson Fury are the only ones you really have any kind of weight to them. Usyk is taking on the perceived either number 1 or number 2 in these defenses.
Yeah.
Fury perceived number 1. AJ at the time 1. Dubois number 2. He's taking like, all right, who's the next in line? All right, I'm fighting him.
Yeah.
That's the way he's doing it.
And he's doing it in a way in which is so beautiful to watch.
Derek Chisora has offered high praise for Oleksandr Usyk's mindset and boxing skills. He described Usyk as mentally strong, highly focused, and driven by discipline. Chisora even joked that someone would have to be crazy to beat Usyk, showing how frustrating it is to face him in the ring. He praised Usyk's movement, intelligence, and ability to stay calm under pressure, calling him a true ringmaster. Chisora added that while Usyk may seem kind and approachable outside the ring, once the bell rings, he turns into a ruthless, nearly unbeatable force.
Listen, what I'm saying is this, yeah. To beat Oleksandr Usyk, you have to be mentally disturbed in your head. Yeah?
You have to be mentally disturbed.
Yeah, because you have to understand.
Or to take the fight in the first place.
Yeah, because when I saw him a couple of months ago,
yeah.
I had a coffee with him, we were just chatting. The guy lives in Ukraine.
Yep.
Yeah. He goes, oh, before I came on the plane, I was sleeping in my house, and then those missiles were going over my house, and I didn't want to go in the bunker. I was like, I'll just go to sleep. There's some craziness, isn't it? I mean, like, imagine you now, you're in your house in Barnet, Timbuktu, and then missiles are going. What are you going to be like?
Yeah, he's cut from very different stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then remember, so you have to come in there looking to go to the other side because he's looking to go to the other side. Mate, can you do us a favor? Can you stop?
Derek Chisora has also compared Oleksandr Usyk to none other than Muhammad Ali. Calling him the modern-day Ali, he highlighted Usyk's unmatched footwork, timing, and ring IQ, all rare traits for a heavyweight. Chisora pointed out that Usyk doesn't rely on raw strength to win. He uses grace, precision, and smarts. According to him, Usyk's cool confidence and smart approach remind him of Ali's flair and intelligence. He said watching Usyk fight is like watching poetry unfold. And that Usyk brings a touch of elegance to the heavyweight division, just like Ali once did.
Everybody gets it wrong. You don't box this guy. It's like, how can I explain it to you in a way you understand? You can't box him.
He's just too good.
He's just unbelievable great. Yeah, forget good, he's amazing. Yeah, he's great, he's amazing. He's like the white Muhammad Ali. He might not talk like Muhammad Ali, but he is the Muhammad Ali of the last generation. You understand? We have to give him the credit where it's due. Yeah. He is that guy.
Well-known boxing promoter Eddie Hearn has also joined the growing number of experts calling Oleksandr Usyk a once-in-a-generation talent. Hearn, who has worked with many elite boxers, emphasized how rare Usyk's abilities are, calling him one of the most skilled technicians boxing has seen in decades. He praised Usyk's flawless move from cruiserweight to heavyweight, noting that he has managed to retain his speed, timing, and poise. Hearn's admiration isn't just casual, it shows how deeply Usyk is changing what fans and experts expect from today's heavyweights.
Just, you're talking about one of the great generational. I watched the first 2 rounds, and Dubois looked really dangerous. Came out, backed him up, and then Usyk just decided, I can't allow him to back me up, so I'm going to go on the front foot and box aggressive here. And he knocked him spark out. Unbelievable. Just a true generational great.
With his latest dominant victory, Oleksandr Usyk has officially entered the upper ranks of boxing greatness. Analysts now rank him as the 4th greatest fighter of all time, man honor very few active fighters ever receive. This status isn't only based on wins, but on the quality of his opponents, the style in which he beats them, and the consistency he maintains at the top level. His ability to move between weight classes and beat elite fighters in their home countries proves just how exceptional he is. Calling him one of the best ever is no longer a stretch, it's a recognition rooted in facts and legacy.
Now, what's yours, Jerry? What's yours?
Oleksandr is the 4th greatest fighter on my personal all-time list.
Wow.
It's number 4. He's only behind Ali.
Oh, on your all-time list?
All time.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Only behind Floyd, Ali, and Manny. So, I'm really high on Oleksandr.
Oleksandr Usyk isn't just another champion. He's a living example of tactical excellence and refined technique. Outside the ring, he's calm and reserved, but inside it, his instincts are razor sharp. He doesn't chase clout, doesn't boast, and doesn't thrive on trash talk. Usyk simply lets his skills speak louder than words. In an era where self-promotion often overshadows talent, he represents the quiet professionalism that many fans admire.
The WBO, Frank Warren are very close. Joseph Parker is obviously a Queensberry fighter. So, there could be potential that they do what they did with this fight, what they did with the Dubois fight. It also means as well that, and maybe this is why, potentially it's because Riyadh season shows from November onwards, and I doubt we'll see Oleksandr Usyk in the ring this year because it's only July, but he's only fought, and I would imagine Usyk is going to be one of these 6 to 8 month type of guys. That's the way he's been over the last 2 years. So you're looking probably February next year at the earliest when he finally fights again. So for me, it's like, right, well, that will be after the Riyadh and Ring Magazine's pay-per-views end, as in they're not going to be doing pay-per-view anymore. Maybe they look at that fight and think, Usyk Parker, it's a fight that, with the greatest respect, and Oleksandr Usyk is a very big name, it maybe does need that pay-per-view wall behind it in order to facilitate the purses that they could potentially forking out for it. So maybe that's why Riyadh season won't do it. Now, the Zone obviously have not ruling out pay-per-views. They're still going to do pay-per-views.
Usyk's record says everything that needs to be said. He has defeated world champions and top contenders with precision and skill. And his recent win over Daniel Dubois only added to his legacy. Dubois, known for his strength and size, was considered a serious threat, but Usyk outboxed him with smart strategy. Even with all his success, Usyk has never become arrogant. He avoids calling himself the best, even as the boxing world starts to do so. In a sport often driven by bravado, Usyk's quiet strength stands out as something rare and refreshing.
Overnight you sort of show up and you don't have it anymore. Ali randomly lost to Leon Spinks around this age and whatnot. So you could get where all of a sudden it's not there on the night. So. And you had
heavyweights takes 1 second, one split second, you're off.
Yeah, exactly. And you also had a very motivated Dubois to add to that second. Who's a very powerful puncher and has sort of this bully mentality when he gets you in an uncomfortable position. But Usyk, flawless performance technically. stepping out to that weak side consistently, mixing up the jabs, making things uncomfortable for Dubois rhythm-wise.
He seemed more aggressive, right? Normally, I think with some of the bigger guys, he slides to the weak side, slides to the weak side. This was different.
I think with Dubois, the psychology is kind of out of the bag in that you got to kind of bully the bully, you know, and Dubois came out trying to bully him a little bit, so he started touching him and hitting him, and he started taking it to him because he started backing him up. He started putting him in a situation where he starts to doubt himself, and Dubois doesn't really come back from that very often. As a matter of fact,
he doesn't bend, he breaks.
In the fight, I thought he's a little bit awkward, Dubois. I don't know, but
he's one of those awkward strong guys.
Yeah,
he's just like super strong, awkward as hell.
He goes down and he takes the full count, and then he just gets up at 10 and walks across the ring right in front of Usyk, who's celebrating middle of the ring, like with his hands up in the air. Just casually walks right by Usyk's celebration as if he didn't just get counted out to 10.
Foreman Ali. Remember, he walks right to his corner.
Yeah, but I was like, dude, you could have got out. You waited to 10, and then
What truly makes Oleksandr Usyk special is how the recognition he receives isn't limited to just this era. Fans, boxing legends, and analysts alike are starting to mention him in the same conversation as the sport's all-time greats. He's not just dominating his generation, he's being cemented as one of the best in history. His career is already being studied as a textbook example of mastery, with achievements like becoming undisputed in multiple weight classes and defeating elite opponents at their peaks. His intelligence and class in the ring make his legacy undeniable.
He tried to jab, he tried to throw that right hand, and he landed that right hand a couple of times, by the way. He got Oleksandr Usyk in the corner, and he was trying to work, but ultimately, he's in there with an all-time great. Not a generational great, an all-time great. A generational great would almost dictate that Oleksandr Usyk is just a great in the last 10, 15 years. No. Oleksandr Usyk is a great since boxing began. Since boxing began, people. Understand what we're watching here. We're not watching a generational great. We're watching an all-time great. That's what Daniel Dubois was in there with. There is a discussion in my brain right now as I'm talking to you about where Oleksandr Usyk is when it comes to the best heavyweights of all time. Like in my head right now, I'm thinking, who beats him?
One of the most heated debates in boxing today is whether Usyk has surpassed legends like Muhammad Ali and Floyd Mayweather in terms of pure boxing skill. While Ali was a cultural icon and Mayweather retired unbeaten, critics argue that Mayweather's list of opponents during his prime doesn't measure up to Usyk's. Unlike Floyd, who leaned heavily on marketing and defense, Usyk has built his entire legacy on courage, grit, and sheer skill. His name is being brought up not because of hype, but because of what he's actually accomplished.
I thought of Usyk's performance, where he ranks on the all-time list. I know, everybody was big into their nostalgia, but remember, Soviets were not turning pro until the 90s, and I think that makes a big difference. That's another thing. Heavyweights are bigger. Lefties are more common now, and also the Soviet era of fighters did not start turning pro until the 90s. So the old days, they didn't have to deal with those guys. So a lot of things that also favor Usyk being a GOAT. But of course, man, it's hard to pick against Ali being the GOAT.
Ben Davidson, a respected voice in the boxing community, has also praised Oleksandr Usyk's brilliance. Davidson emphasized how extremely rare it is for a fighter to conquer both the cruiserweight and heavyweight divisions, becoming undisputed. In both shows, how adaptable, resilient, and consistent Usyk truly is traits that only the very best ever display. Davidson's words carry even more weight because they come from a trainer who deeply understands the technical and mental demands of boxing, not just a fan watching from the sidelines.
Makes it obviously another thing for you about.
Really a good time for me to talk about that sort of thing. So.
Besides just how good is Oleksandr Usyk? We've seen him now come into the heavyweight division, fight a Derek Chisora, fight Anthony Joshua twice, fight Tyson Fury twice, and he's the undisputed heavyweight. No, he was until obviously the belt let go. But what do you make of him as a fighter? Just sum him up, special fighter.
Yeah, he's put himself in the mix to be. He's put himself in the mix as one of the greatest heavyweights that's ever been. So, undisputed cruiserweight, undisputed heavyweight, amazing.